Hi, I'm going to do a wrap up of everything I watched Halloween movie wise because I almost forgot to watch one and I watched it yesterday, like, because I was like, oh my god, I almost got to watch it. And that's the last movie. Here, I'm just going to show you in order what I watched. I don't watch horror movies. I don't really like Halloween. So, like, these are just like kiddie Halloween movies. They're not scary. They're just like fun movies. Okay, well, so there's one that freaks me out. But that's about it. Next is, well, first is Hocus Pocus. You can't really start a Halloween season, in my opinion, without watching Hocus Pocus because it's great. And Bette Midler is one of the greatest humans ever. Next is Ernest Scared Stupid. This is my favorite Ernest film. Jim Varney was incredible as Ernest. Obviously, he did it for so long, and so his best one, I think. Yeah, because it's the first one I ever saw, and it's just like the fun, so much fun. I feel like it's the funnest Ernest movie that they made. It's just, I don't know, I just love it. It's entertaining. And then next is Psycho. This isn't scary. It is not. It's not scary. I for the time period that it came out in, yeah, I could see it being scary. I know some people do think it's scary even now. I don't understand. I mean, the circumstances are scary. Like getting stabbed in the shower, that's scary because it could happen, and that's a really, really, really scary place to be trapped, and there's someone who has to kill you loose. But I don't think it's scary though. I just think it's very psychological, and the thing that makes me anxious in these kind of movies are like Jamie I couldn't. Janet Lee. Janet Lee. I was thinking of her daughter, Janet Lee. Um, she, she, she's trying to get the car, and the salesperson is like taking his time, like questioning her, and like the cop standing outside his cop car, just staring her down because he knows that she's done something. He kind of figures it out, and he doesn't trust her. And it's just like the whole scene stresses me out because it's like, let her leave, and he's no one letting her leave, and it just builds up so much stress watching that scene. Or like, and so that's the only part that like stresses me out is that part, and then I'm off to that. I'm like, I'm fine. It has the guy from Works at Tiffany's, Fed Baby, that guy, and I don't know his real name. I don't know his real name, but I've seen him in other things. But he's all gonna be that guy because at Tiffany's, Fred Baby, and yeah, that guy. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen that movie. Next is Wait Until Dark. This movie freaks me out. This one does scare me because it's psychological thriller, but it's like Audrey is blind. Her character is blind, and the stuff that they do to her to mess with her, or on Arkin at least, is so messed up and it's so disturbing. And there's just, it's like it's so wrong. Like watching the movie, it's like, yeah, it creeps me out. It freaks me out at certain points, but just the way that he messes with her mind and how twisted he is, and it just makes my skin crawl. Honestly, watching it and thinking about it, it's just like makes my skin crawl. You know how creepy he was, and like, oh my god, and like I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. There's a part where he like jumps out of the darkness and grabs her ankle and she screams, and that part will never not freak me out because it's like I know it's coming. I've seen it like 5 times now, but I don't watch it that often, so that seems to like keep throwing me off, even though I know it's gonna happen because it's just like I don't watch it that much, so because it scares me. So every time she screams, I'm like, oh my god, like it freaks me out so much every time, and it just greatly done. This is actually produced by Mel Ferrer, Audrey's husband. He wasn't the most talented person, so He didn't direct it, but he produced it. So I guess he was a good producer. But I was surprised that his name was on this because War and Peace is not that great of a movie, and he was in it and he had a part in making it. So yeah. But this one was really, really good. So next is Addams Family. I did a video about how wonderful Wednesday Addams is, and I feel like I love Disney movies and I love Disney princesses and all of that, but I feel like you should introduce your daughter to Wednesday before you introduce her to Disney movies, because I feel like Wednesday is the kind of person your daughter should be. This is, I mean, not creepy or like obsessed with death or like any of that. Just like strong, independent, brave, doesn't take anyone's crap. She stands up for herself and her family, and she has really good morals underneath all the weirdness. She does have morals, and she has a lot of love for her family, and I feel like she's really smart. So I feel like she's a good role model, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, Addams Family, and Morticia as well. She's fantastic. But the Addams Family, the Addams Family Values is the best one. It's the best Addams Family movie, because I've said it a lot, but Wednesday goes to summer camp, plays Pocahontas, destroys everything that white people have grown to believe in the world, and it's great. It's fantastic, and every point she makes, I'm like, yes, Wednesday, you're right. So yes. Next I watched Ichabod and Mr. Toad. You know, at the end, like, we don't know what happened to Ichabod, and blah, 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 blah. I don't really care what happened to him. I want to know what happened to his horse more than I want to know about what happened to him, because I love animals more than I actually like people. So I want to know what happened to Ichabod's horse. I want to know that the horse is okay and that he's safe, because if it's not, I'll be sad. So I want to know. Please tell me the horse is okay, because it needs to be. Then I watched Hansel and Gretel, which is not really a Halloween movie at all. It has a witch with Clara Leachman in it, so I watched it during Halloween because there's a witch. She's a witch. You know, Halloween witches and all that. And I love this movie though. Like, I've seen it so much. I watched the Spotlight on Gretel, by the way, too, because no one talks about her, and she's great, so we talked about her. But yeah, that movie. Then I watched It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and it's Magic Charlie Brown, which is a short on the back, and both obviously. Great Pumpkin is really good, obviously. And then I've never seen It's Magic Charlie Brown until I got this, and that was good too. And then I watched Arsenic and Old Lace last night. I almost forgot to watch it. I almost forgot to watch Arsenic and Old Lace, and I've only had it, I think, for 2 years, but I watched it on Halloween those 2 years. So I needed to watch it tonight, yesterday, because it's a Halloween movie. It's not like it's set on Halloween, so you have to watch it on Halloween, because that's when it was set. So yes, I want to do a spotlight on Arsenic and Old Lace. So I think I'm going to. I've done one before, but I love it. So I'm going to talk about it again. So yes, I'll be back.